Hello, die-hard Mets fan here. I know some of you are probably saying, why is he making a Braves top team or favorite players from the Braves from 1988 or 87 all the way till now? I'm a die-hard Mets fan, but I also love baseball. And as everybody knows, the Braves, they were part of TBS. I don't know. I'm not sure if they are still. I watch most of my games on MLB. And one thing that I want to cover on this is that, yes, I'm a Mets fan, but back in the day, the Mets were in the NL East. And the Braves, I don't know how, they were in the NL West. Meaning, we didn't face the Braves like now. It wasn't a rivalry. Maybe the Phillies, the Pirates, believe it or not, they used to be in the East. And that's why some teams I focus more. I used to like watching them, the rivalries. Even though this rivalry is very good, I still see other rivalries higher. But being a Mets fan, of course, it hits me. I'm going to name the players I consider the top players or players that I like. Players that did not make the list are Otis Nixon, one of my favorite players for the Braves, Ryan Klesko, Fred McGriff, Jeff Blauser, Andres Thomas, another one of my favorite players, Andres Galarraga, Vinny Castilla, Gary Sheffield, didn't play a lot with them, and Ozzie Albies. Some of these position players, they only played there for one season. You could say that I was like, you know what, I'm going to put them in this position because it'll make the team better. When it comes to pitching, I did not include Steve Avery. If you're a diehard Braves fan from the years like I was, you know who Steve Avery is. Strider, not a lot of good seasons. They're quality seasons, but maybe 2 or 3 were good. Danny Nagel, look at his stats. Kevin Melwood, look at his stats with the Braves. This is only focusing on Braves. Some players I thought about because they created an impact. Sid Green created that impact for me. It's one of those plays when I think about the Braves, it's him sliding at home plate. I believe it was against the Pirates in the playoffs and they advanced. Now that I mentioned that, hopefully if you're a Braves fan and you're from my era, you'll say, you know what, I agree with that, or you disagree. Other people that are younger than me, maybe you go ask your dad or somebody else and they'll say, yeah, that player was good. Now, I did not put a DH because I've been watching baseball for so long that most of the time was without a DH. Starting catcher, I have to go to the old Braves, not the old, but the middle of my time frame, and that's Javi Lopez. Javi Lopez played 12 seasons with them, 5 years with 20 home runs or more. First base, like I said, Fred McGriff, I did not include him. There was also Andres Galarraga, Freddie Freeman. Actually, I put Freddie Freeman, and I was debating between him and Fred McGriff, believe it or not. But Freddie Freeman, 12 seasons, 8 seasons with 20 home runs or more, a 300 batting average 5 times. I had to put him in there. It's hard to avoid certain players, and sometimes there's been a torch pass. And I feel like Freddie Freeman is better than Fred McGriff with the Braves, even though now he's with the Dodgers. Second base is one of those positions that he used to play. A lot of people know him as an outfielder, but you could say I try to cheat on this, but I put Ron Gant. He has 2 30-for-30s. Most of the people will remember him as an outfielder, left fielder, or right fielder, but he played his rookie year as a second base that I had to put him somewhere where I found that there wasn't a lot of how can I say this? A player that will make me say, you know what, I should put him over this player. Shortstop, this is a hard one. Everybody knows Dansby. You also could remember Ozzie Albies now. If he's playing short, I think he plays second now. I believe he plays second. Don't quote me on that. But I have to put Rafael Furcal. Rafael Furcal 7 seasons with 20 stolen bases or more, a 275 average around there with the Atlanta Braves. If you watch the Braves for so long, you remember Rafael Furcal as well. He's one of those players that you cannot forget. Another player that I remember that I did not put him with the Braves, but some people may remember him with the Braves is Walt Weiss. I remember him with the Athletics. He started his rookie years with Athletics and with the Rockies. Back now with the third base. Third base is an obvious. Yeah, there's Austin Riley, but you cannot ignore Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones, headache for the Mets, 468 home runs, a 308 average in 19 seasons, all of them with the Braves. There's no discussion on that. Chipper Jones is your third base. And like I said, I'm not putting, I believe Gary Matthews. I'm not putting Hank Aaron. They were before my time. I had to see you. I had to watch. I had to enjoy saying, man, this guy's a thorn against my team. This guy's solid. This guy is good. Sometimes you don't realize that until the end of the careers or maybe at the end of the career you feel like he's not good, but then you look at the stats and you start remembering how good that player was. Now that I mentioned the catcher in the infield, I'm going to repeat him. Javi Lopez, catcher. Freddie Freeman, first base. Ron Gant, second base. Rafael Furcal, shortstop. And Chipper Jones at third. The outfield, Ronald Acuna got saved. Because my right fielder, you have to remember Ronald Acuna, a lot of times injured. I did not put him as a right field, but lucky for him, he did start as a left fielder. With that being said, my right fielder is Dale Murphy. 14 seasons, led the majors twice in home runs. This is all with the Braves. Six seasons, 30 home runs, 4 seasons, consecutive 162 games. Didn't miss a game. Led the league, of course. And also, he had 2 MVPs. You cannot beat that. This is one of the players that I did not realize how good he was. Yes, I knew he was good, but then when you look at the back of the baseball card, you start realizing that they're more than you expected. And that's when he got nominated to the Hall of Fame, Andrew Jones as your center fielder. 6 seasons, 30 home runs or more, and 10 gold gloves. You cannot beat that. I thought Dale Murphy should have been in the Hall of Fame, but looking at Andrew Jones, he deserves it. Left field, like I mentioned, he got saved because he played it in left field. That's Ronald Acuna. In 2018, I believe 30 for 30. Then in 2020 something, he hit 40 for 40. That was a pinnacle until, of course, Ohtani made it 50 for 50. Now it diminishes a little bit, but still 40 for 40 is good. And by the way, I believe that the first player to do 40 for 40 was Jose Canseco. And Ronald Acuna got an MVP. And like I mentioned before, I did not mention Otis Nixon in my position. He's one of my favorites. That guy could bunt. He could bunt for a hit. Ryan Klesko, Fred McGriff, Jeff Blauser. I used to like him. Andres Thomas, Andres Galarraga. I believe he only played 2 seasons there. But they were kind of impactful. Vinny Castilla, Gary Sheffield, and Ozzie Albies. As for the pitching, we all know who I'm going to put in my top 3. John Smoltz, the trade heard around the world with the Detroit Tigers for Doyle Alexander, excuse me on that. With the Braves, 210 wins, 147 losses, 154 saves. When he got injured, he went as a closer. Right after that, 53 shutouts, 16 complete games, 1 Cy Young. You have to put him in there. Number 2, I'm going to put him in order. Yes, I put John Smoltz as my number 1, and people are going to give me a headache because number 2 is Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux, 3 Cy Youngs, 3-time ERA, 109 complete games. 109 complete games. I believe all of them with the Braves. Why did I put John Smoltz? It's because when he got injured, he went to the closer role. He proved that he could go to relief and then be a closer and then go back to starter. Chris Sale, now with the Braves, he did it vice versa. He was a closer, then he became a starter. Number 3, part of the trio, Tom Glavine, led 5 times in wins, 50 complete games, 50 or more complete games, and 2 Cy Youngs. The final 2, this was a hard one for me. Like I said, Nº² had a good career. I did not know how many seasons Max Fried actually played for the Braves, because sometimes time flies, especially when you're getting older and you think it's 3 or 4 seasons. Next thing you know, 7 or 8 seasons. Max Fried, 73 wins, 36 losses with the Braves, and just above an ERA of 3. The last one, he played with the Athletics, but he played a lot also with the Atlanta Braves. A lot of people may remember with the Athletics, Tim Hudson, 113 wins with the Braves, 72 losses, and 9 complete games. That's my team for the Braves. It's up to date. You guys who argue, you say, oh, you forgot this player, you did this, how can you do this for this player? Look at the stats. Like I said, time flies. You probably miscalculated Tim Hudson. You probably miscalculated another player, Ron Gann at second. And after looking at the stats, you say, you know what? Actually, those stats are good. But I would have picked Ozzie Albies. I would have picked Jet Blouse. I would have picked this player, that player, and so on. But that's my picks. If there was a DH, yes, for the rest, I would have picked Fred McGriff, because he had a decent tenure with the what do you call it, Braves. A lot of people may remember him with the Blue Jays or with the Padres. But he also played for the Braves. Thank you, and thank you for watching. Now, for a closer, I cannot think of all the closers that the Braves had. So I really cannot pick who their closer was, their top closer. But I know there was probably one over, anybody that has pitched. I cannot think right now of any closer for the Braves, because they had a lot of starters that pitched a lot of complete games. Hard to get saves with pitchers to get complete games, especially 109 complete games. Anyways, have a good day. Hopefully you like my video. Let's go Mets. I know this is a Braves thing, but this is for the passion of baseball for me. And by the way, I got 4 subscribers. Subscribe if you like baseball, especially Mets content. But like you see, I had a piece of my heart say, you know what, let's do a baseball for the Braves. Thank you.